Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we'll discuss about the global environmental issues. Nowadays, whatever the activities we are doing for our comfort, like development of industrial sector, development of our buildings, by doing the deforestation, we use a lots of plastic, which is non-biodegradable substances, and many more activities we are doing for our comfort. And if we see directly, it impact our environment. And there are lots of global environmental issues, like you see acid rain. When NOx, SOx emitted to the atmosphere and in contact with the moisture, it forms sulfuric acid and nitric acid. And this sulfuric acid and nitric acid fall along with the rain, and when it fall on the human bodies or any animal or any structural elements also, it corrode that. And definitely acid rain is a global environmental issues nowadays, so we have to limit the elimination of SOx and NOx to the atmosphere. And the second is the ozone layer depletion, and we'll discuss in detail in further slides. And next is global warming and climate change. Nowadays, for the development of the industries, for the development of the you can say apartment, the construction activities, railway, national highways, we really cut lots of plants, and by doing this, we change the climate a lot. You see, nowadays the season change a lot, and the temperature in the summer season is now around maximum it touch up to 48 degrees centigrade temperature. But if you see, 10 years back, it may be 37, 38, 39 maximum, but nowadays it is 48. And if the climate change will be done in such a way that the temperature will increase a lot, and definitely it create a big issue. And you see, the loss of biodiversity means this is the problem by which we change the climate in such a way that there are so many species, so many birds, animals that completely disappear from this earth. So this is the loss of biodiversity. So next is deforestation. It's a big issue nowadays. We For the development of industries and other activities for our human comfort, really deforestation is a big issue, because we cut the tree like anything without doing further plantation. And we cut the tree which are too old, maybe 100, 200, 300 years ago. It takes so many times to grow, but we cut it in a single minute. So definitely it's going to be a big issue in future. Then next pollution, maybe water pollution, fresh water resource shortage. You see, nowadays the freshwater level underground is the big issue, because earlier, if you see 10-year or 20-year back, just when we dig the earth, just by digging 1 meter, 2 meter, we get the fresh water, drinking water. But nowadays we have to lay the pipe up to 200 feet, 300 feet to get the fresh water, and this freshwater level is also reducing. So in future, if such type of things will continue, then definitely there is a huge shortage or huge scarcity of the uh, fresh water, groundwater. And marine pollution, also there. By this, we really endanger the species, the aqua species available in the marine water. So these are the global environmental issues. So we have to overcome all these. But today, from this, we'll discuss only the ozone layer depletion. This topic will cover here, ozone layer depletion. So you see, uh, above Earth there are many spheres, many sections like troposphere, stratosphere, mesospheres, thermospheres, exospheres. So the troposphere normally it is in the range of from the earth surface to around 10 to 12 kilometer height, and then troposphere, stratosphere, it is from 10 to 12 kilometer to 50 kilometer zone. So in this stratosphere basically our ozone layer situated. So we'll discuss about this stratosphere in detail, because this is the area where ozone layer is situated, and we'll discuss about this. So in this ozone layer depletion, in this presentation we'll discuss about the importance of ozone layer, why ozone layer is very much important for life, not only human life but also the animals, plants. Then what is the characteristics of ozone, what is the how it produce, and what is the process of depletion, that is the depletion process of ozone. Then what are the chemical processes involved for depletion process of ozone, we'll discuss this also. Then what is the effect of ozone layer depletion on life, and definitely we'll discuss about the uh, countermeasures, what are the uh, uh, rules and regulation required to protect our ozone layer. So definitely by protecting this, we will protect the life. So let us go to the next slide. Importance of ozone layer. What is the importance of ozone layer? As I said, ozone layer is basically a thin layer present in the stratosphere, and stratosphere range is 10 to 50 kilometers from earth surface. So basically this ozone layer, which is covering the earth and avoid the ultraviolet radiation reaching to the earth. So this is highly beneficial to the life on earth by blocking this sun's ultraviolet radiation. And if this ultraviolet ray fall on life, many more diseases, many more impact on the life, like the premature aging of skin, sunburn. If you uh, stay for a longer period in the exposure of sunlight, then there is sunburn. Then leathery skin, liver spot. Liver spot, there are dark black or brown color spot on the skin. Then actinic keratosis. It is the disease which, if not treated on time, then it leads to skin cancer. And the solar elastosis, this is nothing but the when you are standing and when you expose for a prolonged time to the sun ray, then there is the chance of deformation of tissues. So such type of diseases may occur if the ozone layer destroy. So now we see the characteristics of ozone. Definitely the characteristics of ozone is it is very much unstable. Ozone, that is O3, it is very much unstable because it always tends to break down and try to produce oxygen molecule and monooxygen. So basically, the ozone's characteristics, it form due to the ultraviolet radiation, and it also destroy due to the UV radiation. ultraviolet radiation. So ozone layer basically form when oxygen molecule absorb the ultraviolet radiation with a wavelength which is less than 240 nanometer. So again I am repeating here that ozone is formed when oxygen molecule absorb the ultraviolet radiation with wavelength less than 240 nanometer, and ozone destroy when it absorbs the same ultraviolet radiation but with wavelength greater than 290 nanometer. So you see in both the process ozone form and destroy due to the absorption of the ultraviolet radiation. So it is highly unstable, so we have to protect it. So now if you see, we'll go to the next slide and we'll see the production and destruction of ozone layer, how it produce and how it destruct. As I already said, from this diagram you see the oxygen molecule combine with one oxygen atom when it absorbs the ultraviolet radiation up to 240 nanometer wavelength and it produces O3. And similarly in the destruction process you see ozone when absorb the radiation UV radiation wavelength more than 290 nanometer, it split into oxygen molecule and one oxygen. And you know this oxygen combine with chlorine or bromine and start depletion process of ozone. So ozone layer depletion, you see from this picture, your sun's ultraviolet ray, maybe A type, B type, C type, how it impact the earth. If the ozone layer will be there, definitely it is not allowing to penetrate this UV ray to the earth, and definitely it protects earth from this UV ray radiation. And now we see the ozone depletion process. As I already said, this ozone layer situated in the stratosphere, just 10 kilometer to 50-kilometer range from the Earth's surface, and ozone is easily broken down by the absorption of chlorine and bromine compound. So, you know, it is very interesting that one chlorine atom can able to destroy 10,000 to 1 lakh ozone molecule before it finally removed from the stratosphere. So if we release one chlorine atom, then it will definitely release from stratosphere, but by that time it will break 10,000 to 1 lakh ozone molecule. So we have to much more careful about this, because you see in the ozone depletion process it will start when chlorofluorocarbon or any ODS, means ozone depleting substances, emit to the atmosphere, and this ozone depleting substance or chlorofluorocarbon reach to the stratosphere by diffusion process, and when it reach there and the ultraviolet radiation break the ODS, ozone depleting substances or chlorofluorocarbon, to chlorine. That reaction I will explain in the later slide. And this monochlorine and bromine atom will start reacting with the ozone and destroy it, and it will destroy the ozone up to the time it emit from the stratosphere. And I said before removed from the stratosphere, one ozone can destroy 10,000 to 1 lakh ozone. So we have to much more careful, and we have to definitely save and the layer of ozone. So now we see what are the chemical process involved in ozone depletion. One by one we will see here. When you see chlorofluorocarbon, ultraviolet light just fall on chlorofluorocarbon, it start destroy it, and the chlorine atom release from this reaction, and this chlorine atom react with ozone, because as I said, ozone is highly unstable, oxygen molecule removed from that, and one chlorine monoxide will form. And you know, this chlorine monoxide is again, it is highly unstable, because this chlorine monoxide again react with the oxygen, and this monoxide will form the oxygen molecule again, and one chlorine atom again release, and this chlorine atom is again react with the ozone to form oxygen molecule and chlorine monoxide. So it is very serious that this is a chain reaction, and this chain reaction will happen many times till this chlorine atom finally removed from the stratosphere. So you see, it is a very, very highly destructive process to depleting our ozone. So now you see, after this, what are the effects of ozone layer depletion? Ozone layer, if it destroy, then what type of effect, impact it there will be on the life? So definitely effect on human and animal health, because and you know, it causes eye cancer, it's eye disease, skin cancer, and I have already said liver spot, and aging of skin. There are many more diseases which can be happen with human life or animal life. And you know, its effect on terrestrial plants is huge, because you know, affecting the it affect the metabolism of the plants, the growth of the plant restricted a lot. So you know, definitely it affect a lot to the plant life also. And its effect on aquatic ecosystem is also there. As you know, the photosynthesis is the process for production of the food what we take. Similarly, there is a phytoplankton process which is required for the production of the aquatic food webs. And this ozone, due to ozone layer depletion, this UV ray what is impacting on the aquatic ecosystem is that it will destroy, it will disturb the phytoplankton process, by which the food formation process of the aquatic animals also disturb a lot. Now you see, its effect on air quality is also there. It is a global warming, and if you see, indirectly it affect the photosynthesis process also, which leads to the minimization of metabolism of the plant system. So all such type of issues are there due to the destruction of ozone layer. So we have to much more cautious about that. So now we'll discuss the countermeasures, what we should do so that we can able to protect the ozone layer. So definitely there is a big role of our government. Number one, impose high tax on ODS, that is ozone depleting substance. So if high tax will be imposed on this material, so definitely the use of ozone depleting substance will be less, and by which we can save the ozone layer. And there are so many ozone friendly substances can be substituted, can be used in place of ODS. So we have to replace, we have to substitute and use the ozone friendly substances and completely boycott the use of ozone depleting substances. Then we can also minimize the use of ODS if we can recycle this, so that formation of new ODS can be restricted, can be stopped. And basically the last one is the increased public awareness. It is very much important, because nowadays if I said, maybe 30% people know about the ozone layer depletion. So we have to include in the syllabus of the students, so that they should know what is ozone layer and what are the process involved for the formation and depletion of the ozone processes, what are the chemical reaction involved, and what should we do to protect ozone layer. Because nowadays, as we know, due to the test of missiles, there are so many holes in the ozone layer, and by this the ultraviolet ray directly come in contact with the life and endanger the life system, the ecosystem. So we have to much more careful about this. So this presentation is all about the ozone layer depletion and the mitigation, the countermeasures, and what are the effects of the ozone layer depletion. So I request all of you to educate others, so that they must be aware about this subject, and we can able to protect our ozone layer, which is very much essential, not only for us but also for our future generation. uh, Thank you very much, and this is all about this topic. We will again come with some other exciting subjects, exciting topics. So bye bye, take care.